I think reflection is really important. I think the key time, if you can summon the strength after the school year is over, the key time to look back at what you did while it's still relatively fresh in your mind, to reflect on what did and what did not work for you. And perhaps you've been keeping track of that throughout the semester. That's great. Little notes to yourself, wherever you keep notes, about a lesson that didn't go well. Now maybe you have a little bit of time to look at why it didn't go well, what didn't work. And it's interesting to note, sometimes when these things don't go well for you, that can be you can turn that into a teachable moment in your classroom in terms of what activity didn't work right. But anyway, start to weed through the activities that you used that did or didn't work, and then also look for augmentation. If you have activities books that you can look through, or if you don't, now is the time to try to get some of these activity books that are available, or looking through the TE, the teacher's edition, when you have a little bit more time. What are the activities that are mentioned there that perhaps you skipped because you just didn't have the time that first go around to look at it? Now you have some time in the summer. Pick a nice place that's comfortable, that's maybe got a little bit of sunshine, and sit down with that TE or with your notes and just start to go through it and identify some places where you will get better because it's the next time around. The second thing I would suggest is to also look for books that you can read that are going to help you as a teacher and as a student of psychology. There's any number of books out there, but I'm thinking of like the Bob Emmons book on gratitude. I'm thinking of a book by Barbara Fredrickson that talks about positive emotions. Books on how to help build up the reservoir of good things that you need in life to help you keep from slipping into the common cold of mental illness, depression. The book Flourish is another good. There are a number of books out there, and as a member of now the psychology community, you can also go onto those Instagram or Facebook or wherever you are, and ask, what are the books you're reading? Are there books that you assign students that are going to go into the advanced placement psychology? And just give yourself that time to re-up, to refresh, and to get ready for the next year.
Summer should be different. It should be a change of pace. There should be variety there. You shouldn't have to work your tail off quite as hard as you did. Some of us work second jobs. We have family obligations. But one thing I always enjoyed doing when I was traveling, because I love to travel, is to find museums that had things related to psychology. Mecca is in Akron, Ohio, where the archives of the history of American psychology are located. And they now have an History of American Psychology museum there. And it's wonderful. It's got all sorts of exhibits, and you can do things with visual cliffs and lay on a mock-up of Freud's couch, and all very well presented, showing the scientific background behind things. And I take pictures there, and I use those pictures in class. And somehow when your students see that you have a personal connection, even through an artifact in a museum that's based on, that relates to something that you're presenting in class, they'll pay attention to that more than they would otherwise. A second place to go is the Smithsonian. They have all sorts of stuff. In the African American History Museum, they have the dolls that the Clarks used as part of their testimony, research-based testimony in Brown versus Topeka. I'd never seen them before. And here they are in this little case. You can take pictures of them and show them in class as you talk about that research and how instrumental it was. The Exploratorium in San Francisco have tremendous exhibits related to sensation and perception. Many science museums do, that you can use in your class. Those are great things. I also liked in the summer to spend some time reading about the people and learning a little bit more about them, so that when I talked about Wilhelm Wundt in class, when I talked about Martin Seligman in class, I could say a little bit about them. I could try to make them come alive. I could try to make them people. And I always tried to personalize the people in the class, to know that they're human beings like you and me, that did the work that are the foundation of this class. And that sort of thing was interesting to me and revitalizing to me, and helped me add a little frosting to the cake that I tried to bake for my class to make it more interesting and more relevant and more personal for my students. And it didn't feel like work. I was just having my summer vacation, and it filled multiple purposes. My kids got a little tired of it sometimes, but it still worked well.